You screw around and you get people hurt.
Or worse. They think I'm a man out of control, but I've never had so much control.
Hello, so I'm here with Kevin Shortt, who is the lead scriptwriter for Watch Dogs. The first question I want to ask you guys really is, this is obviously a brand new IP. You announced it last year at E3, didn't you? This sort of time, how difficult is it to introduce a new IP to the market?
Oh, I think it's a great time to introduce a new IP to the market. I think gamers are always anxious for something that's fresh and new. You know, we're not just simply putting out another game with a different skin on it. It's new ideas. You're getting into a city. You control the city. So I think that's an idea that's fresh. I think the idea that everything is around a smartphone and tablet and how connected we are is highly relevant to our world today. So I think it's a topic that connects with everybody.
Without, obviously, I know you can't spoil anything.
No, we don't want to spoil anything. That's more what it is.
Exactly. In terms of, in case people aren't quite aware of what Watch Dogs is about, could you give me just a brief summary?
Watch Dogs is about a guy named Aiden Pierce. He's a complicated guy with a complicated past. He's made mistakes in his life. He's lived on the wrong side of the law, and that's bit him in the ass. He made a mistake that screwed his family, that hurt his family, hurt people close to him, and so now he's trying to make up for that. He's trying to find the people responsible. At the same time, he's trying to protect his family from harm again. And to do that, he monitors them 24/7. What's interesting for Aiden is that while he's doing that, he starts seeing other things through the monitors. He starts seeing a guy who's being mugged or a woman who's being attacked, and he's the kind of guy who just can't stand by and do nothing. So almost by accident, he turns into this vigilante.
So you say these things, so they pop up, these side missions. Do they appear on the map at all times, or are they just literally you're walking by and it happens?
What's going to happen is Aiden will be able to connect to the CTOS network. CTOS is the central operating system that runs the city, that keeps the city connected. Once he's tapped into it, he has access to the police crime prediction system. While he's wandering the street, it's not like you have opportunities in your map. It's more as you're walking through the street. If you're in a region where potential crime could happen, an alert will come up. And that's the key, it's potential crime. The system isn't 100% perfect. So it's up to the player to assess, okay, is this a situation that could go bad or not? And what do I do in that situation?
And are there different outcomes that you can sort of choose from these missions?
How you approach it, what you do with it, is entirely the player's choice. You can easily intervene on a guy who's attacking somebody, and you can take him down right there. Or it could end up turning into a chase. And so suddenly a foot chase turns into a car chase, turns into a whole trip through Chicago trying to take this guy down. If you bang his car, suddenly he might turn and start going that way. You know, he doesn't have a predetermined path.
He's just getting away from you.
He's just getting away from you. That's his objective.
Absolutely. What kind of weapons? Because we saw in the trailer, the trailer that you guys showed, you've got obviously the riot stick and you've got a gun. Are there any other sort of weapons?
You're going to have the same sorts of guns that you'd hope to have, a good range of weapons in that regard. I think his key weapon absolutely has got to be his cell phone. That's the most powerful piece he has. He can hack into the power grid and shut down, create a full blackout, which ends up causing chaos for the cops. They lose sight of you. He can hack into a chopper and disrupt it, make it kind of lose its navigation and have to fly off.
How much research did you guys do in terms of things like the hacking? I mean, did you look into it in detail?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time. We spent 4 years kind of learning about all that stuff, hacking and the world of hacking. We met with Kaspersky Labs. They sort of validated our script. More told us how much bullshit it was at times. You know, sometimes we'd send it off and they were quite brutal. They'd say, yeah, that works, you can do that, that makes sense. This does not make sense, and this is what you would do. We want to make it as true to life as possible, but also at the same time, we don't want to get into the nitty-gritty because, you know, players don't want to learn how to code. They want to have some fun with it. But they want to feel like it's tapping into what's real about hacking.
And that's something I admire about Ubisoft. I mean, everything you guys have done, Assassin's Creed, you do your research.
Absolutely.
And it feels like a fleshed out world, so I'm really excited for that. Briefly, the multiplayer aspect.
Yes.
How is that going to interact with the game?
The great thing about multiplayer is it's seamless. The minute you open up your game, you are open to a multiplayer adventure. Assuming that the player has decided, I want to be part of this multiplayer experience.
Cool.
If the player doesn't want, if they want to play offline, they can do that. That's their choice, because, you know, as we're talking all about freedom and being able to do what you want, we certainly want the player to be able to play the way they want. But we feel like our credo's always been everything is connected and connection is power. And you know, you get power from being connected with your friends. You get new game dynamics. There's two ways you can play with multiplayer. You can play as co-op.
Yep.
You know, friends can help you in a mission.
Okay.
And what's great is you can be in a main mission in the game, and a player from multiplayer can come in, help you with that mission, and then when the mission's done, they sort of go off and you're back into your game again.
Can they also screw up your mission?
That's fun too, right? If you let them again. But yeah, for sure, if you want to get into that, you can do a more versus kind of approach. By hacking into people, you make more connections and you get more power.
Okay.
So if I've made a lot of connections, I've got more notoriety. I'm advancing further than you. So you might try to feed off of what I've already worked for.
Right, okay.
And then I could maybe get unhappy with what you've done, so I try to counter that. So for sure, we want to make sure that players have a lot of fun, both with the adversarial stuff, but also with the co-op.
Fantastic. Is there a sort of progression system a little bit with that, or is it pretty much everyone's on a level peg from the start?
You start off at a level field, but there's a bit of a progression for sure. You gain more notoriety the more you hack into other players and sort of feed off their network. It's like you're placing a virus within their system, which doesn't affect your game. Like it won't disrupt your game, but now they've sort of tapped into your network. So it won't screw with you, but they're benefiting from all the work that you've done.
Right,
so you can try to counter that and shut them down.
Watch Dogs is out when and on what platforms?
Watch Dogs comes out November 19 in the US, November 22nd in Europe on current gen platforms, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, and PC. And then we're also coming out on Xbox One, PS4. For those dates, it's the holiday season. So we haven't got specific dates on those yet.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. I'm very excited for the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.